this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today. Today our project is this one. This is the final make and take from our on-stage event back in April. And it uses the I think it's Graceful Glass. I meant to look it up, but all the details will be on my blog, so don't worry, you can look it up and find out what it is by following the link below to my blog. I think it's called Graceful Glass, and it's stained glass effect vellums. It's really, really beautiful. I haven't bought it yet, but I did have a sample from the make and takes that I can show you today to make this card. Once again, I've gone off piste a little bit. This is what we were supposed to make, if you can see that. So mine would be the top one, and as you can see, what they've done is they've used the same colours as me, but they've laid it onto the red card so that the yellow looks slightly orangey, and I didn't really like that. I like this effect where it really pops, so I put a bit of white card behind mine, and I've also changed up the greeting a little bit. I used black because I think that's more appropriate for this card, and I've not used the black cord. I find that cord a bit difficult to work with on a card. I really like it. It's lovely for closing bags and things like that, but on cards I'm not quite so sure. So I'm just going to show you how I made my card here today. So you're going to start off with a lovely lipstick card base, one of the new colours. It's a really lovely pinky red. It's a really beautiful colour actually, and it's the same old size. It's 21 centimetres by 15, scored at 10.5. Imperial measurements will be on my blog if you want them. Okay, so that's my card blank. Before we get to that, what we need to do, this is a piece of the vellum. I'm trying to show you that on one side the colouring is quite glossy, and on the other side it's not. So you can colour from the back when you're doing this, and the colours that I'm using today are the Dark Daffodil Delight and the light Lovely Lipstick. Unfortunately, the Lovely Lipstick one isn't available yet. None of the new colour blends are available yet, but we got this given this on stage, and it's really easy. I just use the brush tip all the time, and you just colour in a section. You don't have to be too careful. You obviously don't want to go over the lines too much, but the black kind of guides you where to go. So it's very easy to do this colouring. And it's very therapeutic actually as well. So I just used, if I show you my original card, you can see I just changed up and down which ones I used where. So I did a couple of pink ones and then did a yellow one, like so. And then to do the little bits in between, I did use the fine tip. So I just turned it around to use the fine tip and then coloured these. So I only used 2 colours. You could use more, you could make more, do this with more colours. I just did this alternating like so, and then I'm not going to colour this whole sheet, don't worry. I've got one already prepared. I just wanted to show you how easy it is. So you do this on the back, and when you turn over, your colours will be slightly muted, but with a lovely glossy black line separating them. So like that, and if you put it on white, it really pops. So that's how I coloured my sheet. Here's my piece that I'm going to use today, and I'm going to mount it on a piece of Whisper White. And the way to do this, now vellum can be quite tricky to stick because you can see through it, so sometimes you can see the glue. What I have found is if I put a little bit of Tombow on something that I can use, so like a lid or something, a little bit of Tombow there, take one of our sponges and then just dab on the back of the vellum with the sponge. So you need to just spread it out a bit so it's not going to be a big dollop, and just sponge, and that way I found it doesn't show through. So I'm really pleased to have found this way of gluing down vellum, because it's going to really help me. Before it was really tricky to know how to stick vellum without the glue showing through, but that way it works perfectly. There we go, just put that there, and my white card, I have cut it, I hope, to exactly the right size. There we go, and I just love how those colours pop once you put it on the white, rather than being a bit more subdued if you put it on a colour. So there's our panel of stained glass, Graceful Glass, which is then going to be mounted on a piece of basic black. like so, because I liked that kind of border. It reminded me of stained glass because they have sort of big thick lines of, is it metal round? It's sort of the whatever they use. I'm not sure what it is. And then come in with your Tombow and glue that down. Like so. There we go. And then that's just going to mount on our card blank. So again, this is a very quick card to make. So that about there, do you think? So again with the Tombow. And the problem is this is nearly empty, this Tombow. Oh, excuse me, that was my phone making a noise. Should have put that on silent before I started. Forgot. There we go, put that there. And then, so just by eye I try and do that, and I can trim off the end, so I know it's overhanging, but I can just come in and trim along there. It's quite tricky because it's 3 layers of card and vellum, but it's all right, you can do it. There we go. There, trimmed my edges off. And then all I need to do is to come in with a little piece, a banner, and I'm just trying to find what I've done with my other thank you, because I don't seem to have it here. You might have to imagine the thank you, because I haven't got that stamp set. Don't know what I've done with it. Oh, there it is. I can see it. There it is. Okay, so we're going to make this into a banner by cutting a little slit and then cutting up one side and then up the other side, and the same at the other end, a little slit and then cut up one side and the other side. So that's going to go onto here, but first I'm going to mount my greeting with a little bit of Tombow. Just going to smooth that out again with a cocktail stick. There we go. And stick that onto here. Make sure it's straight. And then a couple of dimensionals under that. To raise it up a little bit. And it's another very quick and easy card if you've got the right materials, and it just again demonstrates how well everything coordinates. So we're using the blends and we're using the cardstock, and everything goes together really nicely. You don't have to keep thinking, oh, I've not got the right red, I've not got the right yellow. That is one of the really great things about Stampin' Up. It makes crafting so easy and makes you look good because everything looks really fantastic. There we go. There are my 2 Graceful Glass cards. 2 more to go in my thank you box. So now I think I can stop making thank you cards now, because I think my box is much fuller. So I hope you enjoyed watching that project, and I'll be back soon with another one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.